Part 1. The weight of being human. You feel it, don't you? That heaviness that settles into your chest before you even open your eyes in the morning. That quiet exhaustion that no amount of sleep seems to touch. The kind of tired that isn't just physical. It goes deeper than that. It lives somewhere in your bones. Somewhere in the place where hope is supposed to be. Maybe you've been strong for so long, for so many people, carrying so many things, and somewhere along the way you forgot what it felt like to just rest, to put something down and not feel guilty about it, to admit that you are not okay, and believe that being not okay is not the same as being defeated. There is something that happens to us when we are depleted, when the reservoir runs dry, when we look inside for strength and find nothing left. It's terrifying, isn't it? We were taught to push through, to keep going, to smile and show up and figure it out. And there is a time for all of that. There really is. But today I want to talk to the part of you that is exhausted from pretending. The part of you that has been running on fumes and has finally stopped. Because here is what I want you to know. In that place of stopping, in that place of empty, something extraordinary is waiting for you. You are not alone in it. You never were. Part 2. The lie weakness tells. Weakness has a voice. Did you know that? It whispers things, low and steady, in the back of your mind. It sounds almost like your own voice, which is part of what makes it so convincing. It says, you are falling apart. It says, you should be further along by now. It says, look at everyone else. They seem to have it together. Why can't you? It says, if people knew how close to the edge you really are, they wouldn't trust you the way they do. It says, you are too much and also not enough. Somehow, both of those at the same time. And on the hard days, on the days when the ground feels unsteady and everything feels too loud or too heavy, that voice gets louder, doesn't it? But here is what I need you to hear. That voice is lying to you. Weakness is not a flaw in your character. It is not evidence that you were designed wrong. It is not proof that you are behind or broken or beyond repair. Weakness is proof that you are human. And being human is not a mistake. It is the whole point. We were never meant to be invincible. We were never meant to sustain ourselves indefinitely without rest, without refilling, without leaning on something greater than ourselves. The fact that you feel weak right now does not mean you have failed. It means you have been trying so hard for so long that your body and your spirit are asking, begging, for you to stop, just for a moment, and receive. And there is one who has been waiting, patiently, lovingly, for this exact moment. Part 3. The arms that do not tire. I want you to close your eyes if you can, or simply soften your gaze, and just breathe. In and out. Let the tension in your shoulders drop just a little. You don't have to hold yourself up so tightly right now. Someone else is holding you. Think about what it means to be held, really held. Not managed, not handled, not merely tolerated, but held. The way a parent holds a child who has cried themselves into exhaustion, not with urgency to fix, not with impatience to move on. Just steady presence, gentle arms, a heartbeat nearby. That is what is happening to you right now, even if you cannot feel it, even if everything in you is too numb to sense it. You are being held. There are arms that do not tire, strength that does not diminish, a love that is not conditional on your output, your consistency, your ability to hold it together. When you are weak, he is not disappointed in you. He is not standing at a distance, waiting for you to recover before he draws close again. No, he moves toward you in your weakness. He is closest to you right there, in the broken places, in the honest places, in the places where you have finally stopped pretending. This is not poetic language. This is not wishful thinking. This is the nature of the love that created you. It is a love that was never designed to be earned. It cannot be forfeited through failure. It is not a reward given to the strong. It is a foundation given to everyone, especially the ones who have run out of their own. Part 4. When your strength runs out, his begins. There is a transfer that happens in weakness. It is mysterious and quiet, and it does not always feel dramatic, but it is real. When you get to the end of what you can do, when you have exhausted your own cleverness and your own willpower and your own reserves, something shifts. You stop white-knuckling it alone, and you start being carried. This is not a passive thing. It is not about giving up or checking out or going limp and waiting for life to change on its own. No, it is something different, something far more profound. It is surrender. Real surrender. The kind that says, I have been trying to carry what was never meant for my arms. And today, I am going to lay it down, not because I am defeated, but because I finally understand that I was not designed to carry this alone. There is such relief in that. There is such rest. People talk about strength like it is something you build and accumulate and display. And yes, there is a kind of strength that comes through training and discipline and perseverance. But the deepest kind of strength, the kind that holds you together when everything is falling apart, that kind does not come from inside you. It comes through you. It flows into you from a source that never depletes, never fluctuates, never runs dry. And the access point is not your performance. The access point is your need. Your weakness is not a barrier to his strength. It is the very door he walks through. Part 5. The places that broke you are not wasted. I want to talk to you about something for a moment, about the things that brought you here, to this place of tired, to this place of depleted. Some of you have been through things that I will not pretend to fully understand. Losses that rearranged who you are. Disappointments that didn't just hurt, they dismantled. Relationships that took more than they gave. Seasons that stretched on so long, you began to wonder if this was just your life now. And here is what I want you to know about all of that. None of it is wasted. Not one moment of it. Not one tear. Not one night you cried into your pillow because you didn't have the words for what you were feeling. Not one morning you dragged yourself out of bed and did the next right thing even though everything in you wanted to stay still. None of it is wasted. The places that broke you open, those are the places where light gets in. Those are the places where you discover things about yourself that you never would have found in the comfortable seasons. Things like how deep your roots go, how far you can bend without breaking, how quietly resilient you actually are. And more than that, the places that broke you are the places where you become someone who can sit with other broken people, without flinching, without trying to fix them too quickly, without offering hollow encouragement. You will be the one who sits down beside someone in the dark and says, I know this place. I've been here. And I am still here to tell you, there is a way through. Your pain is not pointless, even when it feels that way, even when you cannot trace the purpose is there. Part 6. Permission to be weak. I want to give you something today. Consider this a permission slip. You have permission to be weak. You have permission to not have all the answers, to not be further along, to still be in the middle of the thing you thought you would have figured out by now. You have permission to ask for help, to say I don't know, to say I'm struggling, to say I need more time, without apologizing for being human. You have permission to be gentle with yourself, the way you would be gentle with someone you love, because you deserve that same gentleness, even when the voice in your head says otherwise. You have permission to rest, without earning it first. You have permission to let someone else hold things for a while, including things you have been holding in your spirit, your fears, your grief, your confusion about the future, the questions you cannot answer no matter how many times you turn them over. Let them go. Release them, not into nothing, not into uncertainty, but into hands that can actually bear them. Because here is the thing about those hands. They are big enough. They were big enough before you were born, and they will be big enough after every hard thing you will ever face. There is nothing you are carrying right now that is too heavy for them. Nothing. Give it over. All of it. And feel, even for just this moment, what it is to be held without having to hold yourself up. Part 7. What God sees when He looks at you. Can I tell you something that might surprise you? When God looks at you right now, in this state, in this weakness, in this messy in-between place where nothing feels resolved and nothing feels finished, and you feel like less than your best self, He is not looking at you with disappointment. He is not looking at you with frustration, wondering when you are going to get it together. He is looking at you the way you look at someone you love when they are finally resting, like a parent watching a child who has worn themselves out and has finally stopped fighting sleep. There is tenderness there. There is relief. There is love that is so steady it doesn't need the person on the receiving end to be performing. He sees you, all of you, the parts you show the world and the parts you hide, the strength you project and the fear underneath it, the version of yourself you are proud of and the version you are ashamed of. He sees all of it, and his love does not flinch. This is not love that is impressed by your highlights. It is love that knows every shadow and chooses you anyway. Completely, fully, without condition. You have never had to earn it, and you cannot lose it by being weak. In fact, your weakness is one of the most honest things about you, and God has always been drawn to honesty. He works with what is real, not with what is polished. Part 8. Being held through the waiting. I know some of you are in a season of waiting for something to change, waiting for an answer, waiting for relief, waiting for the feeling of being held to actually feel like something you can sense, not just something you believe with your mind. Waiting is one of the hardest things we are asked to do because it asks us to remain, to stay present, to keep trusting without the certainty of a timeline. And waiting while feeling weak is even harder because you are trying to hold on with hands that feel like they have nothing left in them. But here is what I want you to understand about the waiting. You are not waiting alone. The one who holds you is also in the waiting with you, not outside it, looking in, not at the end of it, waiting for you to arrive, but in it, present with you in every ordinary agonizing day of it. And the waiting is not empty, even when it feels that way. Things are happening beneath the surface that you cannot yet see. Roots are going deeper. Character is being formed. A strength is being built in you that cannot be built any other way. The kind of strength that comes from learning to trust when you cannot trace. The waiting will not last forever. Seasons do end. Things do shift. What feels permanent right now is not. And until the shift comes, you are held. Right here. Right now. In this exact moment of waiting. Part 9. The quiet miracle of being carried. I want to tell you about a kind of miracle that doesn't get enough attention. We celebrate the dramatic ones, the sudden turnarounds, the moments where everything changes overnight. And those things do happen. They are real and they are glorious. But there is another kind of miracle. A quiet one. The miracle of making it through. The miracle of waking up and trying again when everything in you wanted to stay in bed. The miracle of choosing kindness when you are depleted. The miracle of not giving up on something, or someone, or yourself, when it would have been so much easier to walk away. The miracle of getting to the other side of a hard season and realizing, I don't know exactly how I survived that, but I did. That is not just resilience. That is not just your own determination. That is what it looks like to be carried. You may not have felt it in the moment. It may not have felt like anything dramatic, just putting one foot in front of the other, just getting through the day, just surviving, and sometimes barely. But you were not doing it alone. You were being carried through every single step of it. And that is a miracle. Part 10, what comes after week. I want you to think about something. Think about the strongest people you know, the ones who have a kind of steadiness to them, a depth, a settledness that doesn't crack under pressure, the ones who can sit with someone in pain without flinching, who have wisdom that goes beyond information, who seem to know something about life that others are still searching for. I would be willing to bet that every single one of them has a chapter in their story, a season, maybe more than one, where they were completely undone, where they hit a wall they could not get through on their own, where they ran completely dry, where they came face to face with their own limits and had to make a choice about what they were going to do with that. The strength that is most worth having is not built in the easy seasons. It is forged in the fire of the hard ones. And the people who come through the fire and find something deeper on the other side, they are the ones who learn to let themselves be held when they could not stand on their own. That is where you are right now, in the forge. And it hurts. I'm not going to minimize that. It genuinely, deeply hurts. But you are not being destroyed in this place. You are being shaped. The weakness you are feeling right now is not your final chapter. It is not even the climax. It may be the very thing that breaks you open to the most important growth of your life. Hold on, or better yet, let go and let yourself be held. Part 11, Coming Home to Rest. I want to bring you into a moment of stillness right now. Take a slow, deep breath in, hold it just a moment, and release it. Let your body settle. Let your jaw unclench. Let your hands open. You are safe right now, in this moment. You are safe. I want to invite you to imagine, just for a moment, what it would feel like to fully receive the truth that you are being held. Not to analyze it, not to wonder if you deserve it, not to think about whether you have done enough to qualify for it, just to receive it. Imagine arms that are wide open, strong enough to bear all of it, patient enough to wait for as long as it takes, warm enough to feel like coming home. This is not fantasy. This is the reality of what is available to you right now, right here, in the middle of your weakness, in the middle of your mess, in the middle of your not yet and your not enough and your I don't know how, I'm going to do this. There is a place of rest that is not dependent on your circumstances changing. It is not waiting for the hard thing to be over. It exists right now, in the middle of the hard thing, and it is available to you. You can rest here. You can exhale here. You can let everything you have been holding up come down and trust that something greater than you will hold it. This is the rest that does not require you to have it all together first. It is the rest that finds you exactly as you are. Closing, you are held. As we come to the end of our time together today, I want to leave you with this. You came here today because something in you needed to hear that you are not alone in what you are carrying, that your weakness is not a shameful secret, that the exhaustion you feel is not evidence of failure, but of humanity. And I sincerely hope, that something has shifted even slightly in the way you see yourself right now, in the way you see this season. You are not falling. You are being held. You are not lost. You are being guided by hands that know the way. You are not forgotten. You are known, deeply and completely, and loved anyway. Your weakness is not the end of your story. It is an invitation into a deeper experience of what it means to be carried, to be supported, to discover that the ground beneath you is not your own strength, but something far more reliable. So today, as you step back into your life, with all its questions and demands and uncertainties, I want you to carry this with you. When you feel like you cannot take another step, you are being carried. When you feel like you have nothing left, you are being held by the one who has everything. When you feel like the weight is too much, there are arms beneath you that have never once buckled. You are not alone. You never were, and you never will be. Rest in that, and let it be enough for today. If this message spoke to something in you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Leave a comment below, or just take a moment to sit with what came up for you. You don't have to have it all figured out. You just have to take the next breath and trust that you are held. See you next time.